Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in for this session today. I hope you all had a great start of the year. My name is Akash, and I'm a senior product manager at Booking.com. Today, I'll be talking about product management in pandemic. It's an attempt to share and reflect on the three principles that have guided me and I believe many product managers in these times. The session idea is just to give you a perspective on how product managers might have approached the pandemic, adapted to the changing market dynamics, and innovated to keep the business running. I believe the session could be really useful for anyone who has just started with product management, as these principles could work as a framework that's going to be relevant in the times to come. A quick reminder and a note, the session is just a perspective from my end, as I'm a firm believer that product management is never prescriptive. It cannot be one dimensional. Instead, it's quite different in different organization. It depends on the product you're managing, the scale of your company, the maturity of your product, and several other factors. So, in case you have a different experience or you have any questions, thoughts, ideas, please don't hesitate to put them in the comment section below. Let's use this occasion to co learn and co create. Before we jump into the topic, let me quickly share about myself. I've been in the professional field for 11 years now. I started my journey as a software developer in Deloitte, India, and then moved to Make My Trip. Make My Trip, if you don't know about it, it's India's biggest online travel company, a one-stop shop for all the travel needs, flights, hotels, visas, holiday packages, car rentals, and so on. You name it, you have this service in this platform. I joined there as a developer and then transitioned into a product manager. At Make My Trip, as a product manager, I managed the shopping experience of customers booking international flights. Then in 2018, I moved to Amsterdam to work with Booking.com. Booking.com is the world's leading travel company with a mission to make it easier for everyone to experience the world. It's a brand that serves global audience with over 29 million accommodation listing and in 44 languages across the globe. At present, I'm a senior product manager at Booking, and I'm part of the selection track where we are building new products in the post booking journey to retain more customers on our platform and to make it easier for them to change their reservations. Okay, so let's move forward. A quick disclaimer, all the views presented in this presentation are mine and does not reflect the views of booking.com or my past employers. Information used here are publicly available, and I've tried to put all the sources. So without further ado, let's jump to the first principle. So the first principle that really helped me and I believe many others to navigate through this time is building awareness. As soon as COVID-19 became the pandemic, its impact on businesses became much more visible. So the first step was to understand and analyze this impact. There were several questions that we were trying to answer. How does it impact our business? What does it mean for the specific product we are managing? And what should be our strategy moving forward? The intent was to process all this information into actionable insights for the team. There are some simple ways you can build awareness. First, monitor your business KPIs. We all have some business metrics such as net bookings, conversion rate, net revenue, net cancellation. All these metrics are performance indicator of our business. Now, regardless of which department or product you're working on, whether you impact these metrics directly or indirectly, it's crucial for you to know your business health. This will simply put you in a better position to react, contribute, and to align decisions with your team. Secondly, usage analytics. Usage analytics is just a way to understand how users interact with your product and why they do specific things they do. For example, which filters they mostly use, which part of the product or which services is most frequently accessed, how long they take to complete certain actions, your main exit points in the funnel, what are users searching on your website, their search parameters, and the list goes on. But the slicing and dicing of this data can reveal a lot of patterns and areas of opportunities. It's all the more important now because COVID-19 has impacted all of us. It has changed the way we shop, the way we operate, and new preferences have evolved during this period. So, keeping a tab on how users use your product can help you improve the quality of your product and your user experience. Lastly, macro awareness. It's outward thinking, understanding what's happening outside your company is worth an investment. At the very least, it gives you more ideas and help you make the right decisions. You can do this by competitive analysis, raising cross-industry awareness. There are multiple players in the market who are not your direct competition, but you can still learn and get ideas by experiencing their user flows. This can make you aware of best practices in the industry, and you can gain actionable insights for your product as well. Now, let me share some numbers to showcase the impact of the pandemic. In my opinion, travel industry was among the worst hit. Major OTAs in the world saw significant drop in their transactions. If you notice this graph from Skift, the first decline happened for Trip.com, and later when COVID-19 was widespread, you can see the impact on all the other global travel players. Now, whether it's Booking Holdings, Expedia Group, Airbnb, all of them had a revenue drop of more than 80%. All these travel giants, as per their latest filings, have not been able to recover and reach the level of 2019. So you can imagine the pressure on the system. On the other hand, the online food industry saw a huge surge in demand. It came with their own challenges that I'll briefly discuss later. But overall, it was a completely different story from the travel industry. If you look at the first graph, Zomato, which is India's biggest player in food delivery ecosystem, they saw an increase of 108% in their gross merchandise value for the last fiscal year. Similarly, in the quarter three of last year, Delivery Hero, a global player in food delivery, they saw an increase of nearly 100% in revenues. Such a contrasting impact of the same event on two different industries. Okay, now that we are a little bit more aware of COVID-19 on both these industries, let's jump to the next principle. The next principle is to adapt to serve the new user needs. Once we were more aware of the business impact and changing guest behavior, the next thing was to adapt and adjust our priorities. No one could have planned for such an event. So, as a PM, it was logical to revisit the roadmap, align the strategy to the changing environment, and adjust priorities if needed. For me, and I believe for many other PMs, this meant three things. There was a sudden surge of new problems. And when there are new problems, you find new opportunities. But some older ones become less relevant. To give you an example from the travel industry, hygiene and safety standards became super important for customers. Certain trip types got a demand surge. For instance, many travelers started picking more isolated destinations. They preferred short domestic trips over long journeys. So, making sure we have enough inventory for this selection was a new problem for us as well as a new opportunity. On the other hand, in the online food industry, with dining room shutting down and all of us taking shelter at home, the pandemic created an ideal environment for food delivery. That led to a huge spike in demand, but it also came with new problems such as logistics, distribution management, and maintaining high safety standards, not only for customers, but also for their delivery workforce. Secondly, a few of our plants got an organic push, and that led to an accelerated development. Importance of certain project increased overnight, almost like riding the wave. To give you an example, if someone was automating a business process for handling customer inbound, it became all the more urgent and important for us to resolve. And lastly, for some teams in specific part of the business, pushing new changes were pointless because the macro environment was too volatile. The best strategy was to wait and see how the market evolves. In those cases, PMs found new opportunities by keeping the house in order. This means reducing your technical debt, improving the latency of your services, modernization of your tech stack, and resolving those old lost bugs in the system. Here's an example of rapid adaptability and execution in the accommodation industry. You can notice OTAs have started displaying health and safety measures taken by properties. The first example is from Make My Trip, and the next one is from Booking.com. This is to meet the new heightened importance of cleanliness for travelers and to make them feel safer for their trips. Before COVID-19 became pandemic, few travelers gave a second thought to sleeping in a bed that hundreds of other had slept in. But now it's important to build confidence and set expectation for guests around health and cleanliness. I can tell you, no product manager would have planned for such a feature in their roadmap in the pre COVID world. Yet, they were able to quickly learn and adapt to the changing needs of the market and support business. Another example of rapid execution by product team is in the food delivery industry. I'm sure all of you have experienced this yourself. The contactless food delivery happened in a matter of months. This is an example from Swiggy, a food delivery platform in India. Customer can select an order for contactless delivery. This also means no cash on delivery. And then the delivery partner or the rider here gets the notification informing about the type of the delivery. And finally, they take a picture to confirm the delivery that generates notification for customers. This is an example of rapid pivoting to support the new normal. It came with incredible time to market, training of delivery staff, and building relevant product flows for both customers and delivery partners. Okay, so this brings us to the last principle. This principle is almost like an enabler. For me, this is a key ingredient that can help you drive results even in the toughest times. That is empathy for your team members. Please do not confuse this with empathy for customers. That is very relevant, but a separate topic. Today, I'd like to stress the importance of empathy for your team members to gain trust and to succeed together. This pandemic has impacted us in different ways: new ways of working, work interference with personal life, emotional exhaustion, and much more. In the middle of all this, we cannot always have the same motivation and energy level. And that's something as a PM we need to acknowledge. Ultimately, PMs can only function if we build strong team and strong rapport with our team. As the saying goes, our job is to influence others without authority. Um, so a few things, in my opinion, can help you build stronger relationship with your team members. Know your team. Would you know if a team member is going through tough times, he has been ill, or there's a moment to celebrate? If not, I'd suggest you to know more. Never forget we work with people and not robots. Uh, as a product manager, you should foster a safer and friendly environment in your team where individuals can speak freely and share. Second is understanding motives. If you try to understand the underlying reasons why individuals react in a certain way, then you have far more chances to be ahead of the curve and take control of the situation. For instance, if your team member isn't regular in your team stand-ups and usually lacks the interest for such meetings, it could be that he hasn't worked in agile environments previously, or he doesn't know what's important to share in these meetings, or he might just have a fear of public speaking now, and that makes him uncomfortable. Knowing this in a proactive manner can help you address the situation and help your team members as well. And lastly, early onboarding. It means making your team feel included, heard, and part of the decision making process. I strongly feel that the throughput and the quality of work by a product team are directly proportional to your team members' participation level. So make sure you invest in this. And this is my current team at Booking, a talented bunch of people. You can see the happy faces. Of course, I had to bribe them to get this shot. Um, and this brings me to the end of my presentation today. This was a short recap on my view of product management in pandemic. I hope this was useful. If you have feedback, questions, then please don't hesitate to share. You can also reach out to me over LinkedIn. Stay safe, enjoy, and have a nice evening.